afternoon, Mathletes and Full Majors. Today is Monday, July 15th, 2013, and today I'm going to talk about something that's really exciting in my life. And by exciting in my life, I mean it should be exciting in all of your lives, but it's particularly exciting in mine because I happen to love How to Train Your Dragon. Now, as some of you may be aware, I happen to have a small liking for the books that inspired the film itself, things that come from the film, such as toys, plush things that make sounds, assorted other collectibles, and paraphernalia from the live arena spectacular that I may or may not have gone to. But for those of you who were not in the know, How to Train Your Dragon happens to be my favorite movie of all time. And I mean of all time, and I mean of all movies. Not like it's my favorite animated film, or it's my favorite film from DreamWorks. It's literally my favorite. All-time fave. Literally, first day of my senior thesis film class. We had all the students sitting in the little classroom, and we had to go down the row introducing ourselves, saying where we're from, what our age was, blah blah blah, and what your favorite movie was. So everybody was going like, hi, my name's this, I'm from here, my favorite movie is A Clockwork Orange. My favorite movie is Citizen Kane, Sunset Boulevard, Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill Volume 2. I don't know. We go through all these people. I'm kind of in the middle, but kind of towards the end at the same time. And I'm like, hi, my name's Caitlin, I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and my favorite movie is How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah. Anyway, it is my favorite movie of all time, and I was super freaking out because I've been excited about this sequel and the movie that's following it. Threequel? I don't know, what's the term for that? You know what I mean. I have been excited for these ever since it was announced that they were actually going to happen. Ever since it was announced that they were rumored to be happening. I've been super stoked about this, you have no idea. So, cue even more excitedness when I find out that they're actually going to age Hiccup, and of course the rest of the cast, so Astrid, Fish Likes Not Loud, Rough Nut, Tough Nut, Stoic, Gobber. They're going to age them all, like, 5 years. So Hiccup goes from being like 14, 15 to being 19, 20, and I'm like, I mean, I was very excited because that's something that you haven't really seen before, a protagonist that ages between movies. As opposed to like a flashback to a child scene and then back to the present to continue the narrative. You're actually having an animated character from one movie to another age significantly over time. Super stoked about that, but at the same time I was worried because I was like, what if they change him too much? What if he's so different? Because at the end of the first film you have this kind of like new world of Burke that's going through this kind of really huge radical change as far as how they deal with the creatures that live with them. So if we're skipping forward 5 years, we're actually going to miss a lot of the like acclimation phase, and it's going to be, this is where we ended up at the end of How to Train Your Dragon, and then we're just gonna start 5 years later when everybody's kind of used to the idea of dragons. I was worried that we would be missing stuff there, but not only that, we would also be missing Hiccup's journey through puberty and like that kind of whole like growing up phase. Like How to Train Your Dragon ends with him as a 14, 15-year-old, and then it's gonna start with him at 19 and 20, and I'm like, we're gonna be missing some things. And what if they age him differently than I would have aged him? And what if he looks different? I mean, of course he's going to look different, but I mean, what if he like doesn't look like Hiccup? So a couple weeks ago, not too long ago, they had leaked images online of How to Train Your Dragon 2 promotional material, which included a shot of Hiccup on Toothless, aged. People were like, what? He got hot! And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I like it. And that might be because I'm highly opposed to change of any kind, anywhere, for any reason. But it was also because there was a huge change, and I wasn't sure if I liked that he changed so much. Because in the image, he has this sword that's on fire. He's got this cheeky little grin going on, and I'm like, honey, you were a super awkward little dork at the end of the first film. And now we're going to just skip forward 4 or 5 years, and all of a sudden you're going to be confident and like in charge and all full of gusto and things. And I'm like, ah! Like the Hiccup that I love is the kind of awkward, dorky, introverted, like occasionally trips over nothing and falls on his face Hiccup. I like that. That works for me. It works for Hiccup. So I'm like, but I was like, it's okay, I will give it a chance, and whenever the trailer teaser thing comes out, I will be ready for it. And so later, through Tumblr, I hear the rumors that sometime during Comic-Con, How to Train Your Dragon 2 is going to have some kind of teaser, some kind of trailer, premiering at the panel that DreamWorks puts on. And I was super stoked because I was like, okay, I just gotta wait until Comic-Con. Which still, actually, has not happened. But I was like, you know what, I can make it, and then I'll see if I like this Hiccup thing going on. Just gonna check it out. Now, along with the leaked images that we saw, we also heard tell of a teaser that had been premiered in France at one of their conventions for animation, and it detailed a scene of Hiccup and Toothless flying, and then Hiccup premiering this kind of squirrel suit flying apparatus. And I was like, we're gonna put Hiccup in a squirrel suit, are you serious? I was so skeptical. I don't know, like, again, it's probably just because I really did not want anything changing with Hiccup or How to Train Your Dragon, or anything, period. I have to keep an open mind about this. I'll wait for the teaser, and then I'll decide if I like it or not. Cue Friday morning. I was not expecting the teaser until after Comic-Con. Or at some point during Comic-Con if somebody was like in the room and like captured it with their camera phone or something, I don't know. Cue last Friday, and here's what happened. Okay. What the hell? By the way, yes, that is my alarm ringtone. Anyway, so I wake up, I check Tumblr, I see lots of things about dragons, and teasers, and trailers, and I'm like, let me get my laptop, I shall Google this.
You want to give this a shot? Toothless, it'll be fine. This is amazing!
I am so excited. It's actually hard for me to put it into words, and it doesn't come out until June of next year. The animation is beautiful. It is so much better than it was in 2010, and in 2010 it was beautiful, and it looks so cool now. So cool. Skeptical as to whether or not this is actually a scene from the film, or if it's just something that they put together to promote the film, and if the squirrel suit is ever actually going to be like a plot device. I don't know. Because I know this video is going to go really long anyway, I'm gonna try and like hold out on all of my speculation and stuff, but I really want to know if the squirrel suit is going to factor into anything. At the end of the teaser, you have this, literally, it's like a 2-second clip of Hiccup taking off his helmet, brushing his hands through his hair, and then looking up. It's literally all he does. Like, he doesn't even say anything with the mask off, okay? And yet, I'm just gonna watch it a few more times before I go to work. Oh my god. Beautiful. Absolutely flawless. You look really, really good, and I just want to say congratulations on your face, Hiccup. Puberty was super, super sweet to you. Now, that being said, before I can actually, like, process that this is older Hiccup, I'm going to need a scene where I can see his mouth moving and Jay Baruchel's voice coming out of it. With the maybe she's worth it, maybe it's Hiccup reveal at the end of the teaser, it was just kind of like, okay, I see you, but I haven't fully, like, registered you as the new Hiccup because you haven't said anything. But as soon as I see older Hiccup, no mask, talking, and Jay Baruchel's voice coming out, I actually think I might die, but barring that, it will have solidified my transition of accepting the older Hiccup, which is something I fear I have struggled with because of my aversion to change. But change is not always bad. In this case, change did some really nice things for Hiccup. Just saying. I saw something on Tumblr the other day and they were like, in the first movie, Hiccup was really cute and you could like him in this kind of like lovable, dorky kind of way, but now Hiccup's older, which means he's legal. And I'm like, guys, he's an animated character, but I totally agree with you. He is so legal. Hiccup is fine. And I'm not sorry about that. I am so sorry. I need to keep those thoughts to myself. He got hot! What am I supposed to do? Ugh. And the best part is he's animated, so it's not even like I can ever, like, meet him and he rejects me. Ugh. I'm just saying. I mean, these videos are all about me and Susan just talking, having opinions, saying stuff, and the stuff I'm saying today is Hiccup. I'm just a filmmaker that's keeping it real. I'm not sorry about that. Boy's hot. And I'm gonna appreciate that hotness for the next year. But yeah, Comic-Con is actually happening this week, which means that next week you might get even more of me freaking out, so I hope you're super stoked for that. I know I am. For the film majors, I'm Caitlin from the Mathlete. Susan will be back whenever she's back, and for everybody else, thank you so much for hanging out with us today and dealing with my fangirling. I enjoyed it, and I hope you did too, so I will see you next time. Bye bye!